I hope your day is full of daffodils and newborn chickens, baby chicks, is that what they're called? And bunny rabbits and grass, beautiful grass. Gotta have grass in a fun spring intro. What else? Sunshine. I don't know. I'm out of ideas. I started with daffodils. I thought maybe it was going to be floral, but then I made it spring. I'm here, I'm there. When you think I'm going to zig, I zag. Guys, what's up? Welcome to another episode of SHENK. I'm Sara Weinshenk. Today's episode is a solo special episode. I thought about, should I make an episode? Because my guest bailed, but I didn't want to let you guys down. So it's going to be a solo episode. It's going to be fun. We're going to talk about everything we could ever want to talk about. This episode's going to be a banger. I have some subjects that I wrote down to talk out with you guys. But before we get into this week's episode, I just want to tell you about something that excites me, and that's Oh Yeah Socks. Oh yeah. Look down at your feet right now. Are you wearing socks? If you're not wearing socks, ask yourself why. Buy a pair of Oh Yeah socks. Not only are they the most comfortable socks, they come in the most unique designs. Right now, I'm wearing a pair of Mr. Rogers Neighborhood socks. They're so cute. I wear them all the time. I get tons of compliments on them. There's also daisy socks, yin yang socks, bird socks, any type of animal that you're into. There's a sock with it. Get it. Frog socks, I'm sure those exist. Whatever you're into, whatever your interests are, there's a sock for you. Head to ohyeah.com. That's 3 O's, HYEAH.com. Enter discount code SARA10, SARA 10 for 10% off unique sock designs. It's a great way to support the podcast, support the people who support the show. They're the reason we're able to do this. Buy your lover a pair of socks. They make great Easter basket gifts. If you're someone who celebrates Easter, then, buy a pair of socks. If you're someone who celebrates Passover, buy a pair of socks. If you're someone who's alive, buy a pair of socks. Discount code SARA10, SARA 10, ohyeah.com. Guys, what's up? Want to remind you that on 4/20, that's right, April 20th, I will be doing a special comedy show in the LA area with Josh Potter, Ryan Sickler, and Kim Congdon. It's going to be at the Nightcap. There's a link to it on my Twitter. The tickets are only $10. It's going to sell out. We're trying to have food trucks and a few other fun things happening for 4/20 in Los Angeles. So if you're in the LA area, make sure to reserve your tickets at Nightcap in Burbank. Come smoke with us, eat with us, have a time with us. It's going to be a really fun night, and the tickets are cheap and they're going to sell out. So I recommend getting them sooner rather than later because it's only like a 50-person show. I think we're doing 2 shows though. I think a 7:30 and a 10. So if you're in LA, make sure to check that out. And let's get into it. I have a few different topics to talk to you guys about. Let's get into this week's episode of SHENK. If you're someone who wants to see me perform stand-up and you're looking for my dates and you're in Southern California, head to @PrincessSHENK on Instagram. I post all my dates there. Kim Congdon and I are going to be in Orange County in May. I have other dates coming up soon in Los Angeles. I'll be at the Viper Room at the end of April. And again, 4/20 in Burbank. All right, guys, let's get into this week's episode of SHENK. Hummingbird nectar. I've become a woman who makes hummingbird nectar. Did I ever think this was something that I would want? No. That's how I know I'm aging. I've taken interest in beings besides myself. I'm like, I'll just take on a responsibility of cooking up a hummingbird juice because I can. It always seems like a good idea. Like it's a fun, innocent hobby, and then all of a sudden it becomes like a responsibility. Like right now, all I'm thinking about is how I have to go outside and clean out the hummingbird feeder. Because if you don't change it regularly, It's dangerous, and I don't want to poison the hummingbird community, okay? This is what I'm worried about. The hummingbird feeders. If you would have asked me 2 years ago if this is something I would ever do, I'd probably say no. So I'm evolving, baby. Oh, okay. I was talking to somebody recently about an experience I had with a therapist. If you get one bad session with a therapist, it can ruin your life. It can make you seriously rethink things. I remember I was in college. I was heartbroken. This man who I thought I was going to marry, the love of my life, I was like 19. He broke up with me. And so then I was like, I better get a therapist. So the therapist that I found, I don't even know how I found her. It was a while ago. This was like early 2000s. So I don't know how I found her, but I did find her. I met with her once in person and she was fine. I didn't love anything really about her, but I was desperate and she was within my budget. So I went to this therapist the first time. I was heartbroken, going through a breakup. The first time, she kind of helped. She was like, okay, let's do another follow-up phone session. So she gave me her number. She charged me the same amount for a phone session as she did for an in-person session. Now, is that fucked up? I don't know. Is that what we're still doing? I guess now it's different because of COVID, sort of. But, like, I feel like a phone session should be less. But this bitch charged me same amount, okay? So I'm in the process of telling this therapist about how I've been heartbroken. I'm crying, okay? And then I hear her move the phone away from her ear and look at her husband and say, hey, is the water ready for the ravioli? Well, I'm telling her about how I've been left. She's making pasta? This is the world we're living in, where you pay a therapist money to save you from yourself, and they're just out there making pasta. But now I have a good therapist. But I'm just saying, man, like one bad therapy session will fuck you up. It took me a while to come out of that. Because you know why? It's like, I'm already paying you. You think I want to be paying you this money? I'm a college student. I'm desperate. I thought I was going to have this man's babies, and he's drinking and partying like it's 1999. He's opened a limo company. And I'm just heartbroken at home talking to my therapist who's making ravioli. Wow. That wasn't a tale I was planning on getting into. I mean, I was low-key trying to get into it because I did write it out on my note card. So, you know. Someone said, what's a good relaxing gift to get someone? I don't know when I became the person to ask what gifts to get people, but I do kind of respect that. Like, I think I am the person to ask. I have my finger on the pulse of what's cool. That's such an old lady thing to say. I got my finger on the pulse of what's cool, guys. No, I just know relaxation well. So if someone said, what are some relaxing gifts I can give to someone? Well, let me tell you, honey, if you're looking to relax, I'm the girl. I prioritize my relaxation. I work hard, I relax harder. It's a lifestyle. I'm going to start making bumper stickers that say that. Work hard, relax harder. It's a lifestyle. SHENK. Okay, these I'm just spitballing here. These are just some ideas of relaxing gifts to give somebody. I think they specifically said gifts that would reduce anxiety. And as someone who suffers from anxiety, I have the ultimate list. First one, a pair of Oh Yeah socks. 3 O's HYEAH.com. Discount code Sara10. You gotta have comfy socks. If you have comfy socks, your anxiety goes down at least 15%. My friend's calling me, which I cannot answer right now because I'm in the middle of a podcast. My friend who doesn't call me regularly is calling me, so that's really exciting. I want to answer, but I don't think I should do that. I don't think I should put my friendship phone call on the pod. Anyways, okay, so yeah, this is the relaxation list of gifts. A massage. Who doesn't want a massage? Acupuncture. I love acupuncture. Now, I know some people can't stand needles, but they're just going to have to get over it and understand that sometimes needles for relaxation are worth it. That's what I think. If you have a friend, or if you are this person and you're afraid of needles and you're suffering from anxiety, try to get over it. Try to do some acupuncture. I like it. I've had lower back pain and it's really helped. They put, for a while when I was super depressed, they gave me an extra needle for depression. It was in my head. I feel like it worked. A weighted blanket if you're anxious. I've never used a weighted blanket. I just know a lot of bitches in LA who are anxious have weighted blankets, and it seems to be doing the trick. Cupping. That's also something that you can get done in most places where they do acupuncture. And the thing with cupping is a lot of bitches in LA get cupping just so they can post photos of their back with those red circles on them. It makes you look like you're participating in like some type of ancient healing ritual, because you are. And it's like bitches in LA love posting their cupped backs. Let me take a sip of my Waterloo. Okay, sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds are disgusting. Okay, I don't understand them. They're more of a challenge than they are a snack. I've never successfully eaten a sunflower seed without, getting a lot of like sunflower seed debris on myself. I feel like there's no ladylike way to eat sunflower seeds. And I don't understand, like, what's up with the baseball players and the sunflower seeds? Does it just fit into the vibe of, like, we're spitting shit out on the fields? I don't know. Is it good luck? Like, if you eat sunflower seeds, you hit RBIs? I just wanted to show off that I knew the word RBI. I did softball for a while in middle school. It was not for me. I was the catcher, the pitcher, and then I was outfield. Outfield's where they just put the slow chicks. They're like, she's not moving very fast. We'll just put her back there and hope that she can throw her mitt up and catch something. No, but I remember it was intense. Like parents at kids' sport events, they become monsters. I used to play soccer with this girl whose parents would come to the soccer field with walkie-talkies, and one of them would be on the sideline at one of the girls' games, and the other one would be on the sideline at their sister's game, and they would just be like talking to each other like, you need to get on Kate. She missed her penalty kick today, so we're going to have to train with that. We're going to have to make sure she brushes up on that next week. That was the type of energy, like crazy mom on the sideline. I remember playing soccer, and like the most important week of soccer was when it was my turn to bring snacks, because what your snack is says a lot about you. For example, I wanted to be accepted. My mom was out here making me turkey sandwiches on wheat bread. I was like, everyone else has white bread and I have brown bread, and this feels weird. I feel like I'm sticking out. And as a kid, sometimes you just want to blend in, because if you stick out in the wrong way, it makes you feel worse. But that's also how you get funny. Anyways, so I remember it was snack week, and that's how you get accepted by your team. If you come with some fire snacks, they view you differently than if you come with shitty snacks. You don't want to blow your chance to get in with your team. And I needed to get in with my team because, listen, honey, these soccer skills were not great. So I went with the classic Dunkaroo. I don't know if you guys remember Dunkaroos. Dunkaroos were these kangaroo cookies that would come in a little like container with frosting, so you could dunk your Dunkaroo, your little kangaroo, into like a little bucket of frosting. And it was a fun time for all. So we had Dunkaroos and Gatorade. Gatorade is just a classic. Gatorade, I remember when I was sick a lot, I would have Gatorade a lot, and it would, I feel like, do people still drink it, Gatorade, the way that they were doing it in the 90s? In the 90s at soccer games, if you didn't have Gatorade, you were a loser. People are like, electrolytes. Yeah, ever heard of them? Get some Gatorade. I think Gatorade invented electrolytes. This is where you guys, if you're learning your health facts from SHENK, then that's on you, dude. Nothing I say can be vouched for, other than the fact that my therapist did make ravioli while I was on the phone with her. Okay. Oh, this is what I've been wanting to talk about. Who are these bitches? And bitches can be men or women. Who are these assholes that are confident enough to pause for a nude drawing class? Imagine feeling yourself that much. Imagine being like, yes, I'm going to stand in front of a classroom full of people I don't know, completely naked, and let them draw me. That's my nightmare. Do you want to know what my nightmare is? Looking over and watching somebody draw my fupa while I'm just like standing there. What? What drugs are you on if you're posing nude for an art class? Because you got to be on some shit, right? I feel like you have to be on ecstasy. Or you just have to be so confident, and if you're just naturally that confident, I want nothing to do with you. If you're the type of confident that wants to pose for a nude drawing, then you're definitely not my friend. I don't think I would be down with dating someone who was just walking around dick out for the purpose of art. If my boyfriend called and said, hey, babe, I'm going to pose naked in this art class, I'd be like, why don't you just stay at that art class? I'm mad. I'm mad about a hypothetical situation that's not even happening. I mean, no, I just know that I could never be comfortable with the thought of like a room full of 40 people looking at me naked with like who knows what angle they're getting of me. And then like the fluorescent classroom lighting's like hitting on it. And then imagine looking at people's drawings of you naked. I think I'd get offended. I'd be like, that's what you think my ass looks like? You got the wrong bitch. I would mostly get offended. That's why I could never pose naked in an art class. Because if I looked up and I saw that someone drew a little cellulite on my ass, even if there was a little cellulite on this ass, if I saw that portrayed in a drawing, that would fuck with me for weeks. I'm all for body positivity, but posing nude for an art class is a little too far for me. Honestly, I'd rather you pose nude on Instagram. I think. I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath for talking about posing naked in an art class. Wow. Oh yeah, Hummingbird Nectar. We talked about that. We've covered a lot of subjects. When I sat down today, I said, you know what? I'm going to cover a lot of subjects, and we're already doing that, guys. So that's what's up. I know that I'm bored because I'm contemplating getting like a bunch of earrings in my ear. Like I'm like, oh, should I add a few more holes to my ear to change it up a little bit? That's how women that are middle-aged have fun. We're like, oh, should I get a piercing? Should I buy a different color lipstick? Should I blow dry my hair? Should I vacuum? I know I'm getting older because I love vacuuming. Nothing makes me happier than a freshly vacuumed floor. like, it makes me feel like my life's more together. Like, my life could be falling apart, but if I come home and the shit's vacuumed, I feel amazing. I feel like a Kardashian when I come home and the shit's vacuumed. And there's nothing more satisfying to me than getting shit up off the floor that doesn't belong on the floor. I do sound like somebody's 50-year-old mom, but that's okay. That's, this podcast is just raw shank raw. I'm out here just spitballing. I'm talking about topics I never even thought that I'd be talking about. You think that when I got into comedy, I knew that I was going to be doing a solo podcast about people who pose nude for art class? No. And that's just the way that the cookie crumbles, The cookie crumbles. Those types of analogies are the reasons why I will not be able to pose nude for an art class, because I like cookies that crumble and I like that type of lifestyle. Honey. Guys, I just want to remind you that if you're not listening to my podcast with Kim Congdon, you're missing out. The podcast is doing so well. We're so excited about it. New episodes of it come out every Monday. The show's called This Bitch. We had Ryan Sickler on the podcast. We had Joey Diaz on the podcast. The last episode that came out on Monday was super fun. Kim and I went to the beach. We talk about our whole experience at the beach. And so if you're not listening to that podcast, I highly recommend it. It's on Spotify, it's on YouTube, it's on iTunes. Also, if you're not watching this show on YouTube, you're missing out. Hit subscribe, tell your friends about the show. If you're enjoying the show, let me know. Leave a review. Reviews just take 2 seconds. It's how people find out about the show. All right, I'm going to wrap this episode up. This is just a quick one. It's a little short, quick solo pod, and I just wanted to check in with you guys. I wanted to give you guys an episode. I was thinking about skipping it, but I said no. I will rise to the occasion. I will give these people what they want, and that is shank. If you're a shanksta, let me know. Sound off in the comments below. When I say shanksta, a little part of me dies. But, it works kind of. Like, I didn't mean to name my fans Shankstas. It just kind of happened. Anyways, come out to my 420 show. If you're in LA, it's going to be such a fun time. Ryan Sickler, Josh Potter, Kim Congdon, me, food trucks, weed. What more can you ask for at the nightcap? It's going to be the thing to do on 420 in LA. There's going to be 2 shows. Come out. Also, I will be at Skankfest Vegas. Yay. That's going to be in October. So if you haven't bought tickets for Skankfest Vegas, now's the time to do it. I'll be in Orange County with Kim in May, and more dates soon. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this short episode of Shank this week. Leave a review for the pod. We'll see you next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.